Okay, today I'm going to show you how to do a timeline in PowerPoint. What we're going to do is a timeline of Sitting Bull's life up until the Battle of the Greasy Grass. When we're finished with this, you will do the rest of the events that I have for you. We're going to do 12 events right now. So this is what it's going to look like when it's done. Okay, but what you're going to need to do is go into PowerPoint, and I'm going to insert a new slide because I'm already working on a PowerPoint. You guys just going to have to open, and then it should just start, and we want it to be blank. Okay, so first what we need to do is insert a shape. We need our line. We're going to go to our lines, and then we just need a straight line. When you hold shift and you use your line, it'll make that line straight no matter what you do. It'll bring it straight across, so you don't have to try to match it up. Alright, so I have a straight line. We're going to add some weight to it. We need a really heavily weighted line, so I went 6 point. You can use whatever color you want. I just used red. Red is like a really good color for the Lakota people. It's often with the Hunkpapcha, it's associated with the east, and all that is kind of good. But alright, so we have our line. Next thing we're going to do is insert text box, shapes, and this is what my text box looks like. I don't know what your guys' text box looks like, but that's what mine looks like. So we have one text box, okay? And what we could do is Control C, which will copy it, and then Control V, which will make a whole bunch of other text box. Mine didn't show for some reason. Now let's redo that. I want the outlines to show. So there, and then Control C again, Control V. I need 12 boxes. If you hold Control V, it'll just keep making boxes until you get to about 12 of them. And these are going to be your dates. What's cool about PowerPoint is that it has all of these little lines that pop up that help you to format it. Okay, so how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Alright. So I'm going to make these a little bit smaller. They don't need to be that big. And I think I'm just going to start over. Okay. If you hit Control X, it gets rid of your text boxes for you. I think that one's big enough right there. And that way I can fit all my text boxes in there. A lot of working with PowerPoint, Word, and Excel is just kind of experimenting with it and just trying things. The first few videos when I would do stuff like that and make mistakes, I would delete that part and whatever, but we're just going to keep going because that's what happens when you're formatting. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. We'll just leave it like that for now. So I have my text boxes, and what I need is I'm going to go back and get the dates that I left for you guys on your Edmodo. So the first date is going to be March 1831. What I want to do with that is I want to bold that date, and I want that to fit into one text box. Here's another date, the next date, 1845, 46. On that one, I'm unsure. It said he was 14 years old when he counted his first coup, but don't know if that was 1845 or 1846. So the next date, Control B, and that bolds your text, one of your shortcuts. And then with these two, you can click in the box and press Control E, and it'll center it for you inside of your text box, which just makes the formatting easier. So Control B, Control E, and it'll bold and type in the box, in the center of the box. Control B, Control E, Control B, Control E. I just want them on one line for now, and I can reformat them later. Control B, Control E, 1867. Control B, Control E, May 1868. Control B, Control E, 1871. Control B, Control E, August 14, 1872. Reformat that one. Control B, Control E, June 1876. Control B, Control E, June 25, 1876. What happened is, why they're so bunched together, is I have too many dates. In my original one, I had only 12 dates, and in this one I was just doing, I had 16. So what you can do is just reformat, line them up. In PowerPoint you have that red line that shows up. And then line these up staggered. And maybe this one can go a little bit further. See, the top ones in my thing are longer words, because you got July, August, you have full dates all on the top. Ended up that way, but that's what it looks like for now. So on these fonts we use Calibri 18 bold. Alright, so our next step is we are going to input our we're going to input our some shapes again with the arrows, where we can describe what happened in Sitting Bull's life. So insert shapes. You can go to block arrows, and you're looking for this one right here, and it is called callout up arrow. That's the one we're going to use. Okay, insert the shape, shape fill, you want no shape fill, and then we're going to weight our line again. Whoops, shape outline, weight, and 2.5 looks pretty good. You can use whatever color you want. I think I might use kind of like yellow, but it doesn't really stand out. Blue maybe, because blue represents the colors of the West. How in the Hunkpapa, for the Hunkpapa, so how the red represents the colors of the East for the Hunkpapa, blue represents the colors of the West, the Wakia, the Thunder Beings. Anyway, that's why I chose these colors. You choose whatever colors you want. If you want school colors, if you want any kind of colors, that's cool. But alright, so there's my shape. And what I'm gonna do again is, I think it's formatted in a good way, and we're gonna mess with these shapes. So, but for now, I'm gonna click on it on the outside, and then Control C, and then I need 6 shapes. So Control V, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, and then I can start moving those. We're gonna have to mess with them a little bit, but for now, I'm just going to put them underneath in the middle of my text boxes. So there are our shapes. I kind of don't like that the bottom is a lot smaller, but oh well, we'll figure that out. Let's see, this one's a little bit shorter, and that made all the rest of these shorter. So when you move them, see how that red line pops up, and you can see that they're all lined up together. Use that to help your formatting. Okay, so I have these 6 things, these call out arrows. The next ones we need to do are on the top. Alright, and there's fancy ways you can use these and turn them around, but then your text shows up upside down and you got to change the text, etc. But we're just going to use insert shapes back down to our block arrows, and we're going to use this one, call out down arrow. Okay, and what we're going to do is the same thing. See how I can line it up with that one? I line that side up, and I line this side up. Kind of if I want to check the height, I don't want to change my width, but my height is a little off. I'll just redo that to make sure it goes back. Okay, so that looks like it's about the same size, and I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller because my line, I learned, is not in the middle. But if you want, you could move this down. I didn't do a good job of putting my red line in the middle, as you can see, and it showed up in my shape. So my shape needs to be a little bit smaller, but if you want to reformat, you can. But I just wanted to show you guys how to do this. Okay, so here, shape outline, shape fill, I want no fill. Okay, we can choose another color if we'd like. Let's see. I think I'll use green. Okay, green is the color of Uchimaka. But alright, so weight 2.5. Shape. Oh, I put no fill. I wanted no fill. I wanted my outside, my line. So shape outline needs to be green. Okay. Alright. So now I have my shape here. Control C, Control V. I need 6 of them. 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I am just going to format them in the middle of my line, lined up with my other arrows if at all possible. Middle of my text box lined up with my other arrows. My first arrow, I don't want to change that. Okay. So there, now I have my text box. And what you're going to do is you're just going to go in and write this information, alright, with the text I gave you. So what I would do is I'd minimize both so you can see both of them, and then maybe it's too small. It's not letting me. It's not letting me use text for some reason into my text boxes. Oh, that's because I can't see it because my text is white. So you need to change it to black. And I used 14 Times New Roman. Okay. And so my first event was born on the Grand River named Jumping Badger. Where does it go? So you can leave it like that if you want, or you can play with this one, make it bigger or smaller. And just for the sake of this tutorial, I'm just gonna change my sizes. So that's the first event. Next event at the age of 14, and you could just copy and paste. This isn't a typing thing, but you always got to change your fonts. See, I did it and I didn't change my font to. I changed my font, but it didn't stay like that. See, I'm messing with my boxes now. Okay, so you got to click on that. Became leader of the Midnight Stronghearts shot. See if that does the weird formatting stuff. And it did. When I copy pasted it, it showed up white, so you can't even see it. It's kind of annoying. just gonna have to put it in. Saved a little Assiniboine and became brothers. See, when it, then you have no idea. Oops. Oh, there's words up there, that's why. I think instead of copy pasting these, you'd just be better off just typing them out, because then it'll format. What's cool about the little Assiniboine is Sitting Bull saved his life. He was like 11 years old, and he called out to my brother, and he stayed with him, and they died together. That's how loyal he was to Sitting Bull, because the Assiniboine at that time were their enemies, and he became Jumping Bull. Anyway, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna continue putting in these texts until you get to the end, which is the Battle of the Greasy Grass, and then you have a timeline of a lot of Sitting Bull's life, not all of it, but a lot of it. Okay, if you have any questions, raise your hand. I will come and help you.